welcome to my channel, Flytte Kartina. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Smallfoot. So to give you guys some context of what this movie is before I go into everything, Smallfoot is basically about this community of Yetis who live alone in a mountain. This one Bigfoot creature finds a human, which they call Smallfoot, and it's like a legend that the Smallfoot exists. And then this guy follows the Smallfoot down and brings him back to the Yeti community. That's basically what it's about, not giving away the plot at all, because this is a non-spoiler video where I don't actually release any spoilers. I haven't done a spoiler rant in a while just because there hasn't been stuff that I really need to do spoiler rants for. Maybe when Venom comes out this weekend, maybe I'll go and watch that and maybe do a spoiler rant on it. I don't know, what do you guys think? So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go over the rating of Smallfoot and why it was rated PG or PG-13 or G or R. And then I'm gonna take my own rating systems and give you some more clarity on it. And then finally, I'll talk to you guys just a little bit about what I thought of the movie. Again, this is a non-spoiler video, so there are no spoilers in it. So the movie Smallfoot was rated PG by the MPAA for some action, rude humor, and thematic elements. So let's focus on the some action part. Action sequences meaning that they're gonna be not fighting, but just like, you know, like maybe it's a bobsled down the hill or something like that. With this movie, there's not gonna be a lot of fighting per se. There is like a cop chase scene thing. There are tranquilizer guns in play for obvious reasons, so that's all part of the some action. I wouldn't be worried about that first part if I were you. The next part is rude humor, and honestly, I didn't find it that big of a deal. There are some plays against this one particular character who's basically the laughing stock of the entire film, and throughout the movie they would kind of poke fun at him for more psychological issues than anything else. And now we're on to the thematic elements part. I've dealt with thematic elements before in previous videos, say for instance Hidden Figures. I define thematic elements as elements that are associated with the film that may or may not be acceptable in this day and age. For Hidden Figures, it worked in the way that there was black segregation and discrimination more heavily than it is now. With Smallfoot, the thematic elements are basically that these things are mythical creatures, and that doesn't always kind of like process with some kids, and they're like, these things are real? No, they're not. So I'm gonna pull up the frequency chart. The frequency chart is my way of telling you guys how frequent the PG elements were in this film. And I'm not gonna give it a very high rating. I'm gonna probably give it around a 3 because it's just not like super actiony. It's not like super rude humory, and the thematic elements are kind of just throughout the entire film, so it's just kind of expected. Honestly, this rating is kind of vague, and it just kind of doesn't really do anything because everything is explained in the trailer. Lastly, I'm gonna pull out my magical scale of movies, which I rate a movie on a scale of Steamboat Willie to Deadpool on how appropriate this movie is for younger audiences. Steamboat Willie being like it's super kid-friendly, and Deadpool being no. I'd say this is probably about a 2, which means that Smallfoot is rated The Incredibles. These two films are kind of the same in rating because of just how it's executed, and it doesn't really distract from anything. Like, these kids aren't going to be traumatized probably when they come out of the theater. They're just going to have some entertainment. Okay, lastly, I'm going to give you guys some thoughts on the movie. I walked into the theater with some friends and we were like, let's just go have a good time, and we did have a good time, also painful time. You can kind of tell from the trailer that this is going to be sort of a musical-ish feel of it. Also, there's James Corden, so he's going to sing something. It's kind of painful to watch through those scenes because it would just kind of ruin the flow a little bit. There's one part where somebody is rapping and it's actually kind of cool, but at the same time, like, not. That scene was only cool because it didn't mess with the flow, if you understand what I'm talking about. I like the characters enough. The character design was kind of like awkward. I was kind of disturbed that they didn't have any noses, but that was probably the general feel that the animators were going for, so like, honestly, they did a good job, like, character-wise, and like creating characters that haven't really existed before, and making Yetis and Bigfoot seem a little bit more new, at least to audiences like me who are older and have seen Yeti movies before. I thought it was pretty genius of them to make sure that the Bigfoots and the Smallfoots couldn't actually communicate properly.
How's that? Nice and toasty all the way around. Oh, hey, what's wrong?
I thought they did that in a kind of ingenious way, and like in a fun way that kind of made kids happy about it, and kind of just like, oh, that's what I sound like to big strong animals. It was cute, it was entertaining, not really worth my time. Me personally, I probably wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't for you guys. Overall, this movie was kind of just a little bit below average. It wasn't well done, it wasn't horribly done, it was just kind of there just to be released, and it was fine. I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't really hate it. But 2 movies I want to see that are coming out this weekend: Venom and A Star is Born. I'm probably not going to see Venom until later, so sorry about that in advance. But I might surprise myself next week, so we'll see how it goes. Question of the week is, would you want to be a Bigfoot or a Smallfoot? Let me know in the comments down below. Before you scroll down to the comments, just look a little carefully. There's a big red button called the subscribe button. There's a bell icon next to it. There's also a like button. And so I suggest you press all of them. I enjoy each and every one of you individually and in general. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great random Thursday. I will see you on the other side of the screen. Bye!